declaring the winner by knockout and
What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Trinidad MMA back at it again with another video, man. And as you can see in the title, yes, we're very close. We're very close to UFC 232. Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson. We're so freaking close, man. I cannot wait for this fight. I'm gonna break down this fight only, and then I'm gonna do a separate video on Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes, and then I'm gonna do another video on the rest of the main card. All right, so this is gonna be an epic fight. This is probably gonna be one of the best fights in light heavyweight history. We got Jon Jones, arguably the greatest pound for pound, the GOAT, the actual GOAT. This man beat Vitor Belfort, Shogun Rua, Rampage, Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida, DC twice, Gustafsson, and the list just keeps going on and on and on. And he won the belt at 23 years old. Just remember that. Let that sink in. 23. And then he fought. Half of these guys he was fighting at that age were on steroids. TRT Vitor. Vitor was on everything back then. And he still managed to beat Vitor. Vitor almost ripped his arm off. Still came back and beat Vitor. Beat Shogun, beat Lyoto. Those are probably all the guys that were on steroids at that time that he beat. But Jon Jones is the GOAT, man. He is the GOAT. I don't care what you say, all the shit he did, the coke, the accident. He's still the GOAT, man. His record shows why he's the greatest of all time. And then on the other side, we got Gustafsson. We got Gustafsson, man. One of the most vicious, one of the best strikers in UFC history. Not just the light heavyweight division, in UFC history, man. This guy gave Jon Jones his toughest fight to date. He gave DC his toughest fight to date also. And Jon Jones and DC are #1 and #2. I know Jon Jones is not listed as #1 right now because all of the shit he got into, he wasn't on the UFC roster for a while. DC, pound for pound champ. He's #1 on the list right now on the rankings. Just won ESPN Fighter of the Year, which he definitely deserved. The double champ. These guys are great, and Gustafsson brought the best out of them. Gustafsson almost brought them to the end. Gustafsson almost had them. He was this close to having these guys. So that just shows how great Gustafsson is. And I hate saying how good another guy is just because he almost won a fight. But Gustafsson has his great track record also. His last fight against Glover Teixeira, just some video game shit, man. Video game finish. He was landing that uppercut the entire fight, and then he capped off that amazing striking performance with a great knockout. Knocked out Jimmy Manuwa when Jimmy Manuwa was in his prime. That's when Jimmy Manuwa just got to the UFC. He was, I believe, 14-0, knocking out everybody. He knocked out Jimmy. And now everybody knocks out Jimmy because, I don't know, Jimmy got a weak draw. So first of all, when they fought the first time, Jon Jones said he didn't really train for that fight that much. Jon Jones was the party boy, coke and weed and all that stuff. I could understand why people thought Jon Jones won, and I could understand why people thought Gustafsson won. But at first, I thought Gustafsson had won. But when I watched the fight over, I realized it was correct. Jon definitely won that fight. He was more aggressive. He landed more strikes. He landed more significant strikes also. People always say, oh, Jon just landed that spinning elbow. No, he was landing a lot of head kicks. A lot. He landed at least 3 or 4 significant head kicks in that fight. Yes, Gustafsson pieced him up and showed him what a real striker looks like. But Jon Jones, he was aggressive. He landed a lot of significant strikes, and he ended up winning. Of course, everybody say, of course, Gustafsson took him down about like 2-3 times, but he didn't really do anything when he took him down. Yes, he took him down, but he didn't do anything on the ground. I just see Gustafsson using his angles properly, not being overly aggressive, which he never is. He picks his shots very well, and I just see him overwhelming Jon Jones. I know that's crazy, but I just see Gustafsson just being the more precise striker. I don't see him really changing up anything in terms of coming in there and throwing leg kicks and throwing head kicks and all that other stuff. I see him picking his shots, landing, moving, using his angles, landing that jab, setting up everything from that jab. And I just see Gustafsson just being a step ahead of Jon Jones. Yes, Jon Jones is the greatest fighter of all time, but everybody has to lose sometime. Everybody has to lose. We've seen that with Daniel Cormier. We've seen that with Cain Velasquez. We've seen that with Jose Aldo. We've seen that with, I was going to say we have never seen that with GSP, but GSP lost to Matt Hughes. We've seen that with all the greats. All the greats eventually lose. And this is Jon Jones' time, man. Gustafsson has more motivation and I think wants it more. He really wants it more.
I see Alexander Gustafsson knocking out Jon Jones in the 4th round. Everybody has to lose sometime. I know everybody think Jon Jones is going to win. Everybody's counting out Gustafsson. And even if people think Gustafsson's going to win, they think it's going to be a close decision. I don't think so. I see Gustafsson knocking out Jon Jones 4th round.
I hate to put all of this into the fight game, but it's honestly what I think, and I'm going to tell you guys honestly what I think. I just think Gus wants it more, and he's going to come out there and show Jon Jones why he wants it more. But if you guys think I'm full of shit and this is a terrible prediction, make sure to tell me why in the comment section below. Don't just hit the dislike button and not tell me why. Just tell me why you think I'm wrong, and make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. But yeah, man, I'm going to go with Gustafsson, man. It's going to be such an epic fight, and I think Gustafsson has what it takes to beat Jon Jones. And if you guys think so, make sure to like.